I'm here to discuss the so-called flying saucers.
Are they crashing by accident?
Right.
Mission failure? Or on purpose?
Right.
Is called upon to investigate reports of unidentified flying objects.
We can learn to disabuse ourselves of some of these scientific dogmas if we just recognize we've got some limitations as well. There's a lot we still don't know.
Well, when you say spiritual, like what makes you draw that conclusion that they're spiritual?
What's the obvious? I mean, spiritual may be the wrong word. Supernatural.
There's a lot of talk lately about the Nazca Mummies. The Yahyel are a hybrid from the Greys and humans, and it's fitting that the Yahyel want to weigh in and shed some light on what's being found, why it's being found now, and the historical context of the time. So I'll turn it over to the hybrid species of their own, the Yahyel. My name is Filaya of the Yahyel, here to give some background on the Nazca Mummies so you can better understand their origins. The preserved bodies being found today are a mixture of human remains, animal remains, and indeed the remains of alien and alien hybrid species. To understand the Nazca Mummies, you first have to understand that the time that the remains were from, humans lived in tribes, and in the part of the world that we're talking about, there was cannibalism and human sacrifices and idols that were prayed to that wouldn't make much sense in today's culture. One also must understand that the idea of wealth was so much different in those days as well. And while there was much scarcity, there were also warring tribes, and fear of survival led to different belief systems at the time. Sacrificing animals and people to appease the gods so they would not be attacked by a neighboring village or to conquer a neighboring village was commonplace. So too was the belief in items that gave power. Much like the mummies of ancient Egypt had parts of their bodies removed because of the belief systems that aren't helped in today's time-space, there are also foreign beliefs that were held that would seem bizarre today, but at the time, thousands of years ago, it was commonplace. Such is the case with the Nazca Mummies. There were alien beings who were a hybrid of Snaketilian and Reptilian origin who a long time ago took a hold of control over parts of what you call South America today, and there were structures that bear the symbol of a snake, and you'll also find structures that are star-aligned with Draco constellation, and there is a good reason for that. While there was a physical presence there was also hybrid children of these species and subspecies mixed with the native people of the time who didn't survive long after being born, either by being born by human carriage or by the hybrid reptilian carriage. The mud that encased the bodies has properties that can keep flesh from breaking down because of low oxygen content and other properties. There were also many different subspecies of Snaketilian and Reptilian hybrids that had many differences between their looks and physiology. Human mothers and hybrid mothers carrying the hybrid children often died in mid-pregnancy. These hybrid children and carriers of the children were thought to be sacred of that time and were preserved in a ritual of the earth in mud to bring influence on the land and plant an energetic seed that has long played itself out. Like a shrine in a cave, they were all kept in alignment to the Draco constellation because of the belief systems of the time. The Snaketilian and Reptilian beings of the time were ultimately successful after many attempts at DNA manipulation, and with this success moved on to the other solar systems to spread more DNA into hybridization platforms. While they did leave, They left a lasting impression for generations of lore and belief systems that were forgotten over time. These relics are a revelation of the time period because humans are ready to know the sum of the truth of enlightened and dark times in the past of the planet as it relates to alien intervention, alien beginnings, and the reintroduction to a galactic community in the near future for humanity. Know that in today's time, darker alien beings are not allowed to come to Earth. There is a whole star family of enlightened humanoid and non-humanoid alien beings protecting and helping the consciousness of man to raise high enough to become part of the community of light that the planet is moving into. With this, I leave you in the divine light of the Creator.